law of conservation of angular momentum. The relation between torque and angular momentum is given by external torque is equal to dl bar by dt, because internal torques anyhow cancel out. So if in a situation where external torque is zero, either about an axis or about a point, this is very important. Torque is not like a force, like just you apply find torque about anything, any point like that. You should specifically choose a point and find the torque, and you have to make sure that about that point torque is zero, and you have to conserve the angular momentum only about that point. Similarly, if you found out that torque about any axis is zero, then angular momentum about that particular axis will be conserved. So you should be very careful in finding out about which point torque is zero or about which axis torque is zero to apply law of conservation of angular momentum. Now let us see the problems. A rod of mass m and length L is having two small rings, each of mass m at its center, like this. Because we are calling small rings, it means internal structure can be neglected. That means you can take them as a point masses. So rod is given an angular velocity omega naught. Let us say like this. About an axis passing through its center and perpendicular its length. And the rings come to ends of the rod. Find the angular velocity of the rod. Please note down the question. If you want, you can take some time to try it. Yes, now see the solution. So this is initial situation with an angular velocity of omega naught. So the small masses are on the axis of rotation. Rod mass is capital M. So can you clearly see that moment of inertia due to the small rocks initially will be equal to zero about this axis, because these masses are almost on the axis of rotation. So perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation is zero. But as it rotates, because of pseudo force, the rings will move away from the axis of rotation. All this is happening without any external force or external torque. So you can apply law of conservation of angular momentum. So initially I1 omega 1, now I2 omega 2. Initially only rod is having moment of inertia ml square by 12 omega naught. Now ml square by 12 plus because masses are moving away. The distance is L by 2 and L by 2 ml square by 12 plus 2 into ml by 2 whole square into omega. So please note down, we are not writing moment of inertia of the ring because we are considering them as the point masses. Please note down. Next question. Consider a disk of radius r which can rotate about a vertical axis. Axis is fixed and smooth. So a boy running along its rim on ground with speed v jumps onto it. Find the angular velocity of the disk now. So masses are given. Please note on the problem. You can try for some time. Now see the solution. Very simple thing. Initially, only the man is having angular momentum about this axis. See, this is mv, right? This is r. So L about the axis, let us say z axis, is equal to P into R perpendicular mv into R. You should not think that angular momentum is only because of rotation. Actual definition of angular momentum is R bar cross P bar. We don't talk about rotation at all. So initial angular momentum is mvr. Now after jumping, both starts rotating as a single system. Therefore, now the moment of inertia is because of rotation. Earlier it is because of translation. Now because of its rotation. You might have observed while fastly running, if you suddenly stop, you tend to bend. That means you tend to rotate about your feet. That means initially your angular momentum is because of linear motion. After that, your angular momentum is because of rotatory motion. Similarly here, mvr is equal to mr square by 2 plus mr square into omega. Please note down the problem solution. Right. Next problem. Please note down. can try for some time if you wish. Now, see the solution. Here also you have to conserve angular momentum about the axis. Initially, the man or boy on the disk are rotating as a single system. So total moment of inertia is for disk mr square by 2. This man or boy are considering as a particle. So mr square into omega naught. So initial angular momentum. Now the man and disk will take separately because they're not same. The man is not like rest with respect to the disk. He is moving in a different way. So angular momentum of the disk is mr square by 2 omega. Angular momentum of the man, we should consider as a translatory motion. So for translatory motion, angular momentum is P into R perpendicular M V into perpendicular distance R. And what is the V velocity with respect to ground? Velocity of the man with respect to ground is velocity of the man with respect to disk plus velocity of the velocity of the disk with respect to ground plus velocity of the man with respect to disk. Velocity of the disk with respect to ground means it doesn't mean disk is moving below his feet. Here, velocity of the disk is r omega. Now he started moving in opposite sense with respect to disk. So his velocity with respect to ground will be equal to m into r omega minus v. Velocity with respect to ground is r omega minus v. So m into r omega minus v into r. Please note down the solution. I guess in the question, velocity has to be given with respect to disk. If it is not given like that, please correct it. Otherwise, you cannot write r omega minus v. You can directly write mvr minus mvr. Minus is because in anti-clockwise sense is moving. If v is with respect to disk, then velocity of the person with respect to ground is velocity of the person with respect to disk plus velocity of the disk below his feet. So velocity of the disk below his feet is r omega minus v is the velocity of the person with respect to disk. If you add, you will get the velocity of the person with respect to ground. Okay. Now let us see next problem. Please note down. You can try for some time if you wish. Okay. Now see the solution. Very simple question. So applying LCLM, initial angular momentum is I1 omega naught. Now it is gently placed, like initially it is rotating with omega naught. Now you take another disk and gently without disturbing the system place on it. Now it started rotating with the new angular velocity omega. So that is the situation. So I1 omega naught is equal to now I1 plus I2 omega. Initially there will be some wobbling for some time, but after that both will rotate as a single system. So it takes some time for omega naught to reach omega. That omega is I1 omega naught by I1 plus I2. So work done by friction is nothing. So who made the omega naught to omega? Friction only. The frictional torque acts on on the both the rings. The initial red color disc what I written, that angular velocity will decrease, and the blue color disc what I written, that angular velocity will increase. So friction will apply positive torque on the this blue color disc, and friction will apply negative torque on the red color disc. So omega is equal to I1 omega naught by I1 plus I2 is certainly less than omega naught. We can see. So work done by friction is nothing but delta K. So K initial is equal to half I1 omega naught square, and K final is equal to half I1 plus I2 omega square. Or K final we can also write I1 omega naught square by 2 into I1 plus I2. Because anyhow angular momentum is constant, and we can have the formula rotational kinetic energy is equal to L square by 2I. Similar to translational kinetic energy, P square by 2m. Here we can have rotational kinetic energy L square by 2a. Please note down the solution. So these are the simple applications of law of conservation of angular momentum. That means exclusive applications of law of conservation of angular momentum. There will be some complicated situations where we will use law of conservation of angular momentum as a part of the solution.